Hello, I'm Chloe Bache. I'm a junior libero, and I play for River City Volleyball Academy.
Can you walk us through your journey from starting on the bottom team to making it to a top team? What was the transition like for you?
So I started with my volleyball journey my freshman year of high school. I tried out for River City Volleyball Academy, and I made the Threes East Coast team. And that was my first time playing travel, so I was really nervous but also excited because that was like my starting to loving volleyball. And that team was like a lot for me because like emotionally and a new schedule and everything like that. But the next year I tried out and I made the twos nationals team. So I had to put a little bit more work in and a little bit more effort, but I still really wanted it because I love the sport so much. And then the next year I tried out, and this year I made the ones team, so the highest national team. And I was most scared this year, but I knew it was going to be really hard because I had a lot of competition on like my starting and playing time. But I just loved the sport along the whole way, and that was like my drive to wanting to play volleyball.
Who or what inspired you to keep going, and how did they influence your work ethic?
Someone who's a major part of my life is my dad. He's like my emotional support and my support overall. He's like my best friend. And especially during volleyball tournaments, when like we would lose a match or something like that, he would always be there for me, supporting me no matter what. And even when I didn't want to do something or like I lost motivation for the sport, he would always be there to push me past what he knew that I could do. And I think that helps a lot when like deciding going through challenges and having difficult times. He just pushed me through and was there for me when times I needed.
What advice would you give to someone who is just starting out and might feel discouraged at being on a bottom team?
For starters, being on a bottom team is never a bad thing. And sometimes you might feel discouraged because you're not on a team that you thought you could have made, but that's not a bad thing. And you need to realize that you should push yourself harder when being on a lower team and use that to your advantage. And sometimes working outside of practice, like little things like at home or anything like that, just using outside opportunities to grow as a player can really help your playing time on the court.
What's the most important lesson you've learned from this experience that you think others should hear?
The most important thing I would say is that anything is possible, and don't feel discouraged about not making a certain team or anything like that, because anything is possible and you have to be willing to put in that effort and push yourself in order to make it to where you want. And in the end, all that effort will get you what you want, and anything is possible.
Were there any specific moments where you doubted yourself, and how did you overcome that self-doubt?
I doubted myself at times. I thought I kind of stunted as a player, and that's in game or at practice. I thought I wasn't performing to my full potential and that I was putting in all of this work, but it wasn't really getting me anywhere. But instead of taking that in a negative way, I thought about it positively and was like, I need to take that as my sign to like push myself even harder and try to grow as a player and make my way all the way up and performing my best on the court.